Hi, Keith Erickson with Rawhide Fire Hose. There's three things that we need to know in order to couple a hose properly. What kind of metal the coupling is made out of, the size of the coupling, and the thread pattern. Fortunately, it's pretty easy to figure these things out. First thing, the metal. What's the coupling made out of? Well, it's only two choices. It's either going to be brass, which is kind of a golden looking color, kind of heavy, or it's going to be hard-coated aluminum, which is kind of a charcoal gray in color, and they're much lighter. That's pretty much the only two choices. The next thing is what size. And if you've got a fire hose coupling, a hose, a tube, anything that water goes through, it's always the inside diameter. It's always what they call the waterway, where the fluid actually goes through. So in this case, be easy to measure, 2.5 inch. Do not measure the outside diameter. It's always the inside diameter on anything that fluid goes through. Okay, the last thing's a little trickier. It's the thread pattern. Fortunately, in fire hose couplings, there's two basic thread patterns. And an easy way to find out, globally, around the world, manufacturers put a number and letters on the coupling. And if you can tell us what those letters and numbers are, we'll know exactly what size and what thread pattern of coupling you need. Now, if you don't have that available, there's one other way we can do it. And we can do it by measuring the threads. And this is actually pretty easy to do. So you want to measure across the peaks, or the top part of the thread. And you want to measure 1 inch worth of those from peak to peak to peak until you get to 1 inch. And then subtract 1 and tell us what that is. You can do the same thing with the female. It's just a little harder to get inside and measure, that's all. And if you don't have a whole inch worth, you can measure what you have. If it's a 1/2 inch worth, and we multiply times 2. If you only have a 1/4 inch of thread showing, we can multiply times 4. It'll give us the same figure. And with our thread guide, which we also have a copy of on our website, we can figure out what thread pattern you probably have.